Hey guys, welcome back to Old Guy Talks Money. In an earlier video, I questioned whether it was a viable strategy to trade options in retirement. What I'm trying to figure out is, can I make enough money from trading options to live on? So today I'm going to show you what I did in June, the trades I made, and how they turned out. Let's get started. So when I started the month of June, I owned 200 shares of QQQ. Now, QQQ is an exchange traded fund. It is designed to mirror the performance of the NASDAQ. Okay. So I had 200 shares, had a cost basis in those shares of 456. So I sold two contracts, 200 shares of covered calls with a strike price of 457. When I look at these trades, I'm doing a couple things. I'm trying to balance potential gain and premium. The higher your strike price, the less premium you're going to get. And so you got to kind of balance that. So I went into this thinking, okay, if these come out, I'm going to make whatever premium I got plus $200. That's exactly what happened. They closed at 462.96. They bought my shares away from me. For that week, I made $656, or right at 23.47%. So the next week, you've heard me talk about the wheel strategy. Sell covered puts or secured cash puts to get in. Once you own the stock, you sell covered calls against it. So I was out of the market, didn't own any shares. So what I needed to do was sell puts. And that's what we did here in the next week. So I sold two contracts, 200 shares with a strike of 461. I got 248. It closed at 479. They did not exercise those shares because the closing price was above my strike price. And that week I made 28% right at. Again, going into the next week, I just had cash, did not have shares. Sold with a 477 strike price, got a premium of 280. Closed at 473, so that was below my strike price. I did go into the shares with a 477 basis, and for that week, I made 30.45%. Last week of the month, selling secured cash puts to get in. Now I own the shares again, 200 shares. I sold them with a strike price of 479. Okay, so I was going to make $2 a share if they got exercised, plus the premium. At a premium of 270, my net earn was right at $539 with the potential to pick up another $400. That stock closed at 479.11. And my shares did get sold. So for that week, I made $538.95, or almost 30%. It was a crazy day. At 10:15 that morning, that stock had gone up to almost $487. And I started scratching my head and doing the math. I could have closed that contract and rebought with a strike price of 486, made $9 a share. Would have cost me a little bit of money, but if the transaction had worked out, I'd have made an additional $390 over what I was potentially going to make. And it was tempting. But you know, when I go into these things, and I've said it before, when I go into the trade, I balance out the premium, I balance out the potential for gain, and I go, if it goes up and I lose some top side, I'm okay. I'm happy with what I got. And I figured, you know, I went into this happy if I made $900 for the week. Let's just let it play out. And shortly after that peak, it started going down and going down and going down. And it went down to $479.11 when it closed. So almost expired. It had gone a little bit lower. I think the low for that day was 478.46. So if it had closed at that, I'd have still owned the shares. So right now I own no shares. And next week we will sell puts again. So let's look how the whole month turned out. There we go. Roughly 94,000 in play. Net earned from premium just over $2,000. We'll call it 2001. Made another 600 in gain. So $2,600 for the month. You do the math and annualize that, it's right at 25%. Okay. Pretty decent month. So July may be a little interesting. I've got to have a little medical procedure done tomorrow. They're going to take a coat hanger, run up my leg, and poke at my heart for a little bit. So probably not going to get a trade placed tomorrow. Probably wouldn't be the smartest thing to place trade after coming off anesthesia. So maybe later in the week, we'll see. I will tell you, if you remember from an earlier video, I'd ended up going into Truist. I'd been selling puts, went in on 1,300 shares at 39.50, and the market fell under me. Wasn't comfortable selling calls against it, so I've been sitting on the sidelines with it. Been watching it. That market's moving back up. So I did sell some longer term calls for July 19th at 40.50. Premium was decent, and I thought, I'm sitting on the sidelines and might as well earn a little something. If it goes at 40.50, that's fine. I'll make $1,300 on that trade plus a little bit of premium. And if not, I'll still own the shares. It won't be that much different. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit that like and subscribe. It will help me grow the channel. Hope y'all are finding this interesting, educational, maybe a little entertaining, and we will see you in the future.